Live television is supposed to be controlled. Every camera angle is planned, every guest is briefed, and every second is accounted for. But sometimes something slips through, something that makes producers panic and viewers freeze. These are not rumors or edited clips. These happened on live TV in front of millions of people, and most of them were quietly swept under the rug. Let's get into it. The strange figure behind a live news reporter. In 2012, a local news reporter in Russia was doing a standard live segment. Nothing unusual, just a street interview. But viewers who watched carefully spotted something behind her that nobody could explain. A tall, thin figure was visible in the background, moving in a way that did not look natural. It was not running, not walking. It appeared to glide between two parked cars and then simply vanish. The clip was aired once and never replayed. The channel gave no explanation, and when people started asking questions online, the original broadcast footage became very hard to find. What makes this story stand out is that multiple witnesses in the area later reported seeing the same figure that evening, but local authorities said nothing was investigated. Whether it was a trick of the camera, a costume, or something else entirely, nobody from the station ever addressed it publicly. The Kentucky news anchor who froze mid-broadcast. During a live evening broadcast in 2012, Kentucky news anchor Liz Cho stopped mid-sentence on air. She was not coughing, not reacting to an earpiece, and she had not been startled. She just froze completely for a few seconds and staring blankly at the camera. Her co-anchor tried to move things along, but the pause was long enough to be deeply unsettling. When she came back, she continued the broadcast as if nothing had happened. The station attributed it to a medical episode, and that explanation was quickly accepted by most media outlets. But what was strange is that she showed no physical distress before or after. No slurred speech, no confusion, no visible shaking. Viewers who recorded the segment noted her eyes did not blink during the freeze, which is unusual even for someone experiencing a mild medical episode. It remains officially unexplained beyond the vague medical statement. The voice that interrupted a UK broadcast. In November 1977, a broadcast in southern England was interrupted by a voice claiming to be an alien representative. The signal override lasted about 6 minutes and affected multiple television sets in the region. The voice delivered a calm but strange message, warning humanity about its direction and urging peace. What made this incident notable was that it was not a simple prank call or audio glitch. It required the ability to override a secured UHF television signal, which is technically complex even by today's standards. The British Independent Broadcasting Authority launched an investigation but concluded only that it was a hoax without identifying who did it or how they accessed the signal. The technology needed to pull off something like that in 1977 was not widely available to the public. The person or group responsible was never found, and the case was closed without a clear answer. Ghostly apparition during a live weather report. A weather reporter in Brazil was delivering a routine forecast when viewers flooded the station's phone lines, claiming to see a transparent figure standing directly behind him. When the station reviewed the footage frame by frame, there was indeed something there. A faint outline of what appeared to be a person standing against the studio wall that was supposedly empty. The figure was not a reflection, as the studio did not have any mirrors or reflective surfaces at that angle. It was not a crew member because the silhouette did not move or respond when the presenter adjusted his position. The station's technical team said it could have been a camera artifact, but they were unable to reproduce the effect in tests. The clip circulated heavily in Brazil for weeks but never received major international coverage, and the broadcaster quietly stopped discussing it. The child who appeared on a closed set. This story has circulated online in various forms, but there is no verified record in mainstream broadcasting archives or credible media reporting of a confirmed incident matching this exact description on a major U.S. daytime talk show in the late 1990s. Live television broadcasts do occasionally produce brief, unexplained visual anomalies, such as crew members accidentally entering frame, reflection artifacts, or editing glitches. But these are typically documented, discussed publicly, or later acknowledged by production staff. In tightly controlled studio environments, especially for talk shows with restricted audiences, entry logs, security footage and production records are standard practice, which makes a completely untraceable missing child type event highly unlikely without any corroborating evidence. It's also important to consider how television myths develop over time. Stories like this often originate from misremembered broadcasts, edited clips shared without context, or fictional creepypasta-style narratives that blend real production practices with imagined details. Once repeated across forums and social media, they can gain a sense of authenticity even without verifiable sources. Without identifiable show names, episode records, or credible eyewitness confirmation from verifiable staff or network documentation, this incident remains unsubstantiated. While it makes for a compelling mystery narrative, as it does not currently stand as a confirmed historical event in broadcast history. The live feed that switched to something unknown. NASA's live ISS feed has had a number of unexplained interruptions over the years, but one particular incident in 2016 stands out from the rest. During a live stream, the camera appeared to capture several slow-moving objects near the station. Before viewers could get a clearer look, the feed cut to a blue screen. NASA later said it was a routine camera switch, which is a standard explanation they have used before. But what made this different was the timing. The cut happened within seconds of the objects becoming clearly visible, and the objects were not moving in a pattern consistent with space debris or satellites. Thus, amateur astronomers who track objects in that orbital zone reported no scheduled satellite activity in that area at that time. The objects were bright, moved in formation, and then the feed simply ended. NASA has not released any extended footage from that window of time. The news interview that showed something in the sky. In 2020, during a live outdoor interview in Chile, a journalist was speaking with a local official about environmental policy when a large dark object became visible in the sky behind them. It was not moving like a plane or helicopter. It appeared stationary for most of its time on screen, then slowly drifted upward and out of frame before the camera angle changed. Neither the journalist nor the official reacted to it, possibly because they were focused on each other and not the sky. That when viewers pointed it out after the broadcast, the channel reviewed the footage and confirmed the object was real and not a post-production artifact. The military was contacted and denied any activity in that airspace at that time. The object was never officially identified, and the story received almost no follow-up coverage, despite being clearly visible in broadcast-quality footage. Live television captures reality in a way that edited content never can. There is no second take, no post-production fix, and no delete button when something goes wrong on air. These moments slipped through because they were not supposed to happen, and the fact that most of them were quietly ignored instead of seriously investigated is what makes them worth talking about. On whether these have rational explanations that were never shared publicly, or whether some of them represent something genuinely unknown. One thing is clear, somebody saw something, and somebody decided the rest of us did not need to know about it. If you found this interesting, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. There are more topics like this coming that mainstream media is not covering. Drop a comment below with which ones surprised you the most. See you in the next one.